In the last days of President Bosworth's term, the armies of Free Mauxica reunite to attack the Glupian Loyalists under the command of Jensen Marcos. Marcos has consolidated his army into the town of Kamenberg, which guards the bridge leading deeper into New Zuren. Marcos has built works to guard the town and determines to make his stand there. The troops have been dismayed by the death of Tobias Glup, but rallied to stand and guard the walls by the fierce rhetoric and threats of their general. The 1st Brigade, led by Hector Lavar, has seen many battles, and includes the elite 1st Corps. They take the position of honour on the army's right. The 5th Brigade, led by Zaporta, is mostly new recruits who have yet to see pitched battle. They take the centre of the line, supported by the artillery under the command of Major Milvan. The 4th Brigade, led by Werner Andrews, has made many long marches, and is recently reinforced by a new regiment of cavalry. They make up the army's left. The battle begins with a fierce artillery duel, with the Free Mauxican guns brigaded together and concentrating on the Loyalist centre. But the fire has limited effect. The works deflect many of the shots, and the troops behind are committed to hold their breastworks. The Loyalist counterfire begins to have an impact, however, and a unit of militia in 5th Brigade, the Kentucky Regiment, becomes shaken, then panic and run, causing another unit of militia to break as well. Zaporta rushes to bring order to his brigade, rallying and steadying his troops. The disorder in the centre seems to propel Lavar to order his brigade forwards. The guns are having no effect, he tells his troops. We must take this place by storm. With a swirl of pipes and drums, the 1st Brigade advances. They are met by fierce volleys to stop to return fire before charging home. 1st Corps comes extremely close to breaking the line, but at the last moment they lose their nerve and fall back in disorder. 5th and 4th Brigades move forwards as well, while 2nd and 3rd Corps attempt their own charges at the works, but are repulsed, taking terrific casualties. Most of 1st Brigade is exhausted, and there will be no further attacks on that side. On the left, 4th Brigade infantry make their way forward, led by General Andrews. They make it to melee, and inflict heavy casualties before the Loyalists issue a great squeak and unleash a fierce volley. The infantry fall back, leaving many dead and wounded on the walls, but the Loyalists are shaken, and their brigadier is dead. General Andrew shakes the dust from his wig and calls forward the cavalry. They are not designed for attacking defended walls, but they will do in a pinch. Andrews urges them forwards, at the same time as Zaporta is leading his infantry to attack in the centre. The cavalry are unable to reach the defenders and fall back in disorder. They do not take mass losses as the enemy are shaken, but they have done their job, distracting the Loyalists and preventing them supporting the centre of the line. The Cheesemongers' regiment of Asadero hits the guns, taking serious losses from close-range fire. One section of guns is destroyed, but the infantry are pushed back. On their right, the 2nd Frontiers Mice, the Wildlings, push onto the wall, struggling through the defences, but Zaporta is there to cajole and beckon and push, and the troops make it to the wall to find nothing. The Loyalist infantry are broken, even under the lash of Marcos, and run back through the town. With a glorious squeak, the Wildlings charge over and after, and are met by a reserve unit of Loyalist infantry. They fight a fierce melee, with the Wildlings taking 50% casualties in a matter of moments, but the 5th Brigade bayonets are close behind in support. The Loyalists are destroyed. The defences have been breached, and with the retreat of units in their rear, many of the Loyalist units panic and run or throw down their arms. General Andrews notices the collapse and pushes forwards, calling his disordered cavalry to follow. He finds Kamenberg in complete chaos, but eventually locates General Zaporta, nursing a broken arm and bleeding tail. At his paws is Jensen Marcos, bleeding heavily but breathing. "Got him," Zaporta says. "Put a guard on him before Lavar strings him up." Andrews nods and calls for a nearby squad to guard both wounded mice. "I give you joy of the victory, Zaporta. It's over." Zaporta shakes his head. "Not yet, comrade. Not till the imperialist swine are gone."